6:48, time for the morning rush. A New Mexico soldier stationed at Fort Stewart in Georgia is now being recognized for his heroism after he and others sprang into action during a shooting on the base. On Wednesday, an active duty service member who worked on the base is accused of opening fire, injuring 5 soldiers. Sergeant Aaron Turner from Farmington has now been credited with talking down the shooter and disarming him. An investigation is underway after one person was hit by a car in northeast Albuquerque. Details are still limited, but police say that they responded to the crash that was in the area of Lomas and Louisiana yesterday. The pedestrian who was hit was hospitalized and was last listed in critical condition. New this morning, the Eddy County Sheriff's Office has launched an investigation after 2 people were found shot to death outside of the town of Loving. Last Wednesday at Pecos River Oilfield Services, deputies found 55-year-old Nathan McGee and 63-year-old Patricia Balderrama dead. Now, the Sheriff's Office is now asking anyone with information to come forward. Josh.
And we're going to see those temperatures climbing hot once again today, potentially breaking some records, slightly breezy winds and an isolated shower chance. That's going to continue through the weekend with some slightly cooler temperatures that will move into the state. David?
We're getting a better idea of how funding cuts to public broadcasting could impact communities here in New Mexico. The Trump administration's move to eliminate more than $1 billion in funding for local public media has some stations scrambling. Now, local broadcasters say in some areas without cell service, public media is the only way that people can get fire and flood alerts. Well, despite economic uncertainty, a new report is now showing that business is booming in the state of New Mexico. Earlier this summer, the Legislative Finance Committee released its latest report. That shows in February the state brought in $200 million more than anticipated. Well, the next report is going to be released in the coming weeks. Happening today, attorneys in Albuquerque are going to be hosting a free legal fair. That's in the effort to support the community dealing with family and civil law matters. The Law-La-Palooza event will have attorneys on hand. That's going to be to offer free in-person consultations in a number of areas of law, including custody and divorce. The fair is going to be held at the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors Event Center from 9 until noon. Josh.
And we are watching some record potentials being broken today. Deming, Clayton, Farmington, Albuquerque, and Santa Fe all expected to exceed their previous record for the day today before we start to cool down a little bit heading into the weekend. David?
Well, happening today, the BioPark is going to be hosting their family picnic night. This tradition gives families a space where they can soak up the last of summer activities with food and music. 7 stages will fill the area with live music from a dozen local bands. The Shark Reef Cafe is going to be open along with food stands around the garden and aquarium. That event is going to be this evening from 5 to 9. And the Albuquerque Isotopes, along with Dion's Pizza, they are celebrating the successful end of their annual summer reading program. Now in its 22nd year, the program saw more than 7,000 students take part. This year's winners are Audrey Eden, Avery Trebo, Opal Skurlock, and Presley Anson-Teak. Josh.
All right, let's get a look at that morning drive. Maps are currently clear, no major accidents or slowdowns, and here is a look at the Big Eye.
Well, some life-size wooden puppets of giraffes, lions, and other animals. They completed a 12,000-mile journey from Congo to Norway, symbolizing the animals fleeing because of changing climate. The puppets scaled the largest glacier in mainland Europe, and they were also operated by theater artists as part of a project by a nonprofit organization.
And time now for the 5 facts. At number 5, happening today, the BioPark is hosting their family picnic night. The tradition gives families a space to soak up the last of summer with activities, food, and music. The Shark Reef Cafe will be open along with food stands around the garden and aquarium, and families are also welcome to pack their own picnic. This event is from 5 to 9 this evening.
At number 4, happening today, attorneys in Albuquerque are going to be hosting a free legal fair. It's in the effort to support the community dealing with family and civil law matters. The Law-La-Palooza event will have attorneys on hand to offer free in-person consultations in a number of areas of law. The free event is on a first-come, first-served basis, and those seeking assistance are asked to bring paperwork to any case they may have. The fair is going to be held at the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors Event Center. That's going to be on University Boulevard. Family law consultations are from 9 a.m. until noon, and civil law from 1 to 4.
At number 3, we are staying hot once again today, potentially going to see some records being broken. 99 degrees forecasted high here in Albuquerque. We are going to see a mixture of some sunshine and some cloud coverage throughout the day, and that in turn will also bring in a stray shower chance here across the metro.
At number 2, despite economic uncertainty, a new report is now showing that business is booming in the state of New Mexico. Earlier this summer, the Legislative Finance Committee released its latest report. It shows in February that the state brought in $200 million more than anticipated. Well, the report also shows much of the state's funding in February came from taxpayers in the state. Oil and gas, along with several mineral leasing royalties, still bring in the most, but there's a cap as to how much of the money the state can spend. The cap, the extra funding from oil and gas, it goes to the Early Childhood Trust Fund, the Tax Stabilization Reserve, and the Severance Tax Permanent Fund. And at number 1, a New Mexico soldier stationed at Fort Stewart in Georgia is now being recognized for his heroism. It's after he and others sprang into action during a shooting on the base. On Wednesday, an active duty service member who worked on the base is accused of opening fire, injuring 5 soldiers. The military says that 6 soldiers jumped into action, including Sergeant Aaron Turner from Farmington, New Mexico. Sergeant Turner is credited with talking down the shooter and disarming him.